Our daily burst of joy today is taken from Ecclesiastes 5, verse 6a. That means the beginning of that verse. And it says, "Do not let your mouth lead you into sin." Now, in this context, God was talking about us making a vow or a commitment or a promise to Him. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But when I mention the word mouth or tongue or words, they're all interchangeable. We're talking about things that come out of our mouth, speaking. So it's best to keep our words pleasing to the Lord. You know, again, in this context, our word with regards to making a vow, promise, or commitment to God is very serious to God. And there's serious and disastrous consequences when we choose not to keep our vow to Him or to others. So he's at the beginning of this verse, it says, "Better not to vow than to make a vow and not fulfill it, and do not let your mouth lead you into sin." But I was going to elaborate on that, and just knowing that our words have a lot of power. God says that they can lift up or they can destroy. And God teaches that our words should be few and constructive. He says that in Ecclesiastes 5:2 and also 1 Corinthians 10:23. And you know, he says we will have to eat the fruit of our words that we've spoken. And he says that we should always speak with wisdom. Wisdom that comes from heaven is pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy, impartial, and sincere. That's what he's talking about. So we should give serious thought before we say things. Our motives should be pure, our hearts should be loving, and our focus should always be on pleasing the Lord. When we control our tongue, words, or mouth, we gain complete control of ourselves and all other areas of our lives. The ability to control our words and tongue is one of the clearest marks of wisdom. You know, quite often, the source of our tongue's evil is from the devil. It says that in Mark 7, verse 20. When we speak rashly or foolishly, we will come to ruin, God says in Proverbs 10:14. He also says the tongue of the wise brings healing. He says that in Proverbs 12:18. So you see, there's tons more verses, but God talks a lot about our mouth and our words or our tongue, because they can make great boasts. God says our tongue can corrupt the entire person. Wow. It can set the whole course of a person's life on fire. It's a restless evil full of deadly poison, as he says in James chapter 3. We should not be praising the Lord and cursing others with the same mouth. Oh, nay, nay. No. Here's the thing. Here's God's truth. We need God's help. We need God's power to shift our motives, our hearts, and our focus onto pleasing Him with our mouth, our words, and our tongue. Only God can give us the power, the desire, and will to cleanse our hearts enough to become like Him and to speak words of wisdom, of truth, and of life. So here's our call to action. Get with God and ask Him to reveal to you what's necessary in your life to be filled with His Spirit, so your life can be cleansed and changed forever. May this truth cause you to burst with the joy of Jesus today. God bless you.